Espero que nadie se ofenda, pero hasta que no estás aquí dentro no sabes la grandeza de este equipo.
Balcão da área, deu para Yeremchuk, cruzou o Gilberto, que confusão, vai ser o primeiro, tirou para dentro! Marca Darwin, é Benfica, é Benfica, é Benfica! Ele vai atirar! Absolutamente fenomenal da parte de Otamendi, vai errar, fez o alto para o golo, a chapelada, tirou para dentro! Voltava o golo do Ribatejano, é Benfica, é Benfica, é Benfica!
Só nós sentimos isso.
Welcome to episode 96 of O Cantinho Benfiquista podcast. We stand with Ukraine. Today with you, I am Mike, I have Oscar, I have Jason. Kenny is going to join us. Gentlemen, how are we?
Very good. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Good. Jay, how are you? Welcome back.
What's going on, guys?
Today, we have a few things to discuss. Benfica 3, Vitória Sport Club 0 yesterday. We got a win, we got a clean sheet, and we got a little bit closer to our rivals ahead of us. Unfortunately, Braga didn't win today, so we distanced ourselves a little bit from them from fourth place. Hopefully, no one was thinking that they were a threat to us, but you never know. And of course, today is 118 years of Sport Lisboa e Benfica. So we'll talk about a little bit of the history. A couple questions for you guys, and then we'll also go through some of the jerseys that I have here and ask you guys hate it, love it, or indifferent. Para a malta que esteja a ver em português, hoje é o podcast em inglês. Estejam à vontade de deixar os vossos comentários no chat, opiniões, sugestões, questões. Podemos abordar os vossos comentários. Só para lembrar que temos o podcast em português quarta-feira a partir das 21 horas, hora de Portugal. Por isso, estão à vontade de participar aqui no nosso cantinho, claro, mas se quiserem em português, o podcast em português é quarta-feira às 21 horas. And for those of you watching, tuning in, obviously, share your thoughts in the comments, questions, concerns, opinions. Let us know what you're thinking. Join the conversation. So, Benfica 3, Vitória Sport Club 0. Benfica starts with Odysseus in goal, Grimaldo, Vertonghen, Morato, because Otamendi is suspended. Gilberto on the right comes back into the 11. Everton, Maite comes in for Weigl, who was also suspended. Tarat keeps his place in the 11. Rafa, Darwin, and Gonçalo Ramos. Changes really were made because of necessity. I'm trying to think. The game before that was Ajax, and Gilberto played against Ajax, if I'm not mistaken, right? Right?
Yeah. I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so no other changes. Oscar, I'll start with you. Thoughts on this game? Surprised by the options that he chose for the players that were suspended. And it was a game that I thought we started well, but once again, we conceded 2-3 clear chances of goal that we should have gone down, or could have gone down, if not for Odysseus making a couple of big saves. But thoughts on that game, and then I have a couple more questions to throw at you guys.
Well, this game, it was you just said it, but basically, like, Odysseus kept us in the game. Guimarães' first half could have gone up 2-3, and in breakaways, the Odysseus happened to stick out his foot and save. Right. I was looking at the shots on goal, and I think 17 for Guimarães and 9 for Benfica. or shot, not on goal, but in big chances. Guimarães had more than we did. So like it was a game that we were more eficaz, if you want to say. So our efficiency was on top notch, and theirs wasn't. I mean, Gonçalo Ramos scored a golaço that usually he misses sitters, and this time he just had a volley. Like it just had, we were on top scoring goals. Darwin Nunes had the header that looked like Mario Jardel scoring that header.
That was a nice header.
Yeah. And then obviously, and then the PK, even though soft was, I can consider a PK. But to me, it was just, I think more Odysseus kept us in the game because it could have been one of those we were chasing instead of like leading.
I agree, Jay.
Yeah, I'm not any indifferent to him on that. I kind of agree on the first half. I thought it was kind of entertaining to me because it was kind of back and forth.
Yeah,
so
It was an open game.
Odie came out like Oscar mentioned, like those. I remember two big saves.
Big saves.
Yep.
And I think the other one, I think he blew by Moratu or someone. Just
It was
ran
a through pass. Yep.
Yeah, and then Odie came up with another big save. But I think once we scored that first one, it kind of calmed us down a little bit, and we kind of managed the game from there overall. But I thought the first half was like, at least the first, like until we scored, it was really entertaining. It was kind of going back and forth. So it was, but I'm happy it went our way because Oscar, like you said, we could have been easily down like 2 or 3-0, and that would have sucked.
Yeah,
it was one of those. I mean, we've run into that in the past.
Yeah.
What, 2-3 games, right? Like we seem to start confident, move the ball, and then we concede a goal, right? And then you're like chasing it again. So fortunately, it didn't end up turning out that way. Jay, I'm going to ask you. I know that you're a big fan. Gonçalo Ramos opens the scoring. It's his third goal in his last 6 games. He scored yesterday. He scored against Gil Vicente at home that we lost, and he scored against Tondela. I believe it was the third goal in stoppage time against Tondela. Thoughts on what you've seen from him in the last couple of games, right? I think we've all gone back and forth on him. I think we've all said that, he does have potential, but he just hasn't scored enough. He hasn't been involved enough. Gets a nice goal yesterday, one-timer. But, are you still high on him? Do you still would like to see more from him? What do you think he's lacking?
Well, yeah, I'm still very high on the kid. I think he has a lot of potential and he's just scratching the surface right now. I think in the beginning, he played a lot of games, but overall minutes, he wasn't really playing in really any minutes, any special minutes overall. I felt like overall.
He has 1,500 minutes in 34 appearances this season with 5 goals and 5 assists.
Okay. But I just feel like, I don't know, maybe he's starting to pick it up and maybe he understands the system a little bit better with Nelson Veríssimo. So he knows what is asked of him. But I think it's working right now. For the last 2 games, even against Ajax, I thought he played pretty well overall. But this game, I thought that goal was very surprising. I thought it was, believe it or not, when that went in, I was like, ooh, Darwin scored a nice goal. I thought it was Darwin that shot it, but then I was like, oh, wait, that's Ramos that scored it. So, I'm still high on the kid. I think he's just scratching the surface. He just needs to get more playing time and build his confidence a little bit higher, and hopefully he joins a good partnership with Darwin up front.
Oscar, do you like what you're seeing? I know that we talked about in the Ajax game that I think we agreed that in the second half, I thought he had a great second half, especially. Scores the first goal in this game. I didn't think up until he scored that he was really doing anything in the game. I felt like he was kind of a bystander in the game, and then he pulled that rabbit out of a hat. But I don't think he did anything crazy, right? But I think I think the fatigue also, given the amount of running that he does, I think also didn't help him after the game. But you agree with Jay? Are you starting to see a little bit more from him, or there's still something there?
No, I agree with Jay. I mean, obviously I'm a critic until I see something positive, and I'm not like one of those guys that thinks, oh, because he's from the Seychelles, he's got potential. He's nasty. Yeah, potential he's got. I saw it in E21, so I know there's potential there, right? So, but I haven't seen it at Benfica, so that's what I'm judging by, what I see at Benfica. But the kid has potential. He's a hard worker. Once the goals start coming, hopefully they stay, and I hopefully can develop from that, to become a great goal scorer. I don't want to see a Nelson Oliveira again. I want to see a guy that give him time. If he keeps working hard, I see potential. I see something developing from this kid.
The thing I want to see from him is I kind of want him to see him develop like how we developed Rodrigo back in the day. Like, remember when he was really young when he first started playing, and like I don't know what his stats were like, but if he can have it's like finish off this season off with like double-digit goals, then like it's just like build off of that next season, go for 20 or 25. Like the kid's like what, 20? He's still like 19 or 20 years old, right?
20.
Gonzalo is 20. Yep.
So, but he needs to score goals. Like he needs to like. I'm going to be a critic on that too. Like I wasn't really talking him up too much because. Like you guys mentioned, he wasn't scoring. He wasn't even assisting. He wasn't doing much. But if these goals start happening and like he scores another one next week and then continue like a little streak starts happening, then it's just gonna build more confidence and he's just gonna hopefully take over. Like because like we're probably gonna lose Darwin and we're gonna need someone to step up eventually. So,
I think Verissimo is using Ramos and Darwin. I think he's going to be sticking with those two guys because I think he believes in those two guys can press high, and that helps Benfica be more up the field.
Yeah.
And then those two, and they can run around, press high, and Gonçalo Ramos, believe it or not, he does a lot of work to leave the other guys alone. Exactly. So that's because if you put Seferovic or Yaremchuk there with Darwin's not as productive scoring goals. And that's because then Darwin has to do the running around for Seferovic or Yaremchuk to score. In this case, both guys are doing it, and more Gonçalo Ramos doing it around Darwin, so Darwin can score the goals.
Yeah, I feel like it's like what you said. It's a better connection. Like if one's doing something, the other one's gonna do the like something different to help them open up space or something of that nature. Like
I feel like they don't both look to occupy the same spaces as well. Yeah. At least I get that sense, right? Like Gonçalo Ramos, having played in the formation as a midfielder as well, I think he's better at occupying that space in between, out wide. Darwin likes to float out wide in central, right? Whereas like Yaremchuk is going to be more central, right? So Darwin's more often than not going to have to avoid that space, right? So I feel like that the two of them are for the most part looking for the same space. Red Baron makes a good comment here. Zé Gomes is another example. Young Portuguese striker who was really talked up a lot, and now I believe he's in the second division in Italy. That team that I think Balotelli was at. What's it, Monza? Somebody just went there. Someone from Benfica, I think, just went there. Monza.
The team sounds familiar.
I think it's where that young Portuguese kid plays or played.
Isn't it Dani, the forward that used to play for the U21?
I know it's a forward that plays for the U21, I believe, but I can't remember what the hell his name is.
Yeah. He played. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
he scored a couple of goals in the most recent tournament. Yeah. So, Jay, just for your numbers here, Rodrigo in his first season for Benfica, 11-12, he scored 16 goals, 14 assists in 38 games in his first season.
Damn. That's a really tough season. That's tough.
16, 9 goals in the league, 4 in the Allianz Cup, 1 in the Champions League, 2 in the Taça de Portugal. I mean, Darwin had 12 goals last year and 14 assists or something like that. So I mean, it wasn't that bad.
but you can't. But let's remember, like Rodrigo was surrounded by cracks.
Correct, a much better team.
Yeah,
correct.
So we can't like Darwin for him to score 12 goals. It's almost more credit to Darwin than Rodrigo scoring 16 on that with that team that he had around him. And that's me praising Darwin a little bit.
No, I agree. The team was definitely more fluid. It was definitely a better squad than he has today. Zé Gomes at Seregno in Italy, C division. So it's not the team that I was thinking, but it's like the third division.
So basically, what you told me with those numbers is Ramos needs 10 goals, 10 assists.
Yeah, he needs, just for context also. So Ramos has 5 goals.
It's like a tear
and let's see, 5. Where the hell is it? He has 5 goals and 5 assists. Grimaldo has 5 goals, 7 assists. Right, so I mean, obviously Grimaldo has more minutes than Ramos.
Yeah, but even still, he's the left back. But.
Good afternoon, good evening, Kenny. Kenny joined us.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah. So I mean, right. Darwin's our leader with 25 and 2. Rafa 11 and 17. Yaremchuk with 8 and 6. Everton 7 and 7. Grimaldo 5 and 7. Gonçalo 5 and 5. And even Seth has 5 goals and 3 assists in 12 games. Right. So again, they're offering different things on the field, right? So I'm more pleased now with Ramos's output collectively. But I would still like to see more involvement, whether it's assists or whether it's goals. I would like to see him doing a little bit more around the box. But again, I think that's going to come with time and confidence.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but Nelson Verissimo insisting on these two guys, which is, to me, they're similar players because they play out wide, they play back, they run around. I don't know if it's the right way to do this kind of formation. I think it would be better, to me, it would be better a fixed striker like a Yaremchuk, Seferovic type of guy with one of these guys running around and just like we had the whole time with João Felix had it. We had it with Lima, with Cardoso. I
agree, but don't forget, you got to look at, and again, this is us on the outside putting the coach's hat on, is I think the reason he does that is because Benfica doesn't have the personnel to play a midfield 2, right? And he wants to play a 4-4-2 essentially, but he doesn't have midfielders to be able to play that function, right? Like you think about the teams with Cardoso and Lima, right? You had an Enzo Perez, you had a Matic, you had a Javi Garcia, right? Those guys were just workhorses, right? We had runners. I don't think Benfica has that personnel right now to play a midfield 2, right? Like who are your runners in that midfield, right? You got Maite, you got Weigl, you got João Mario, right? But none of those guys are real motors in that midfield. At least that's the way I see it. I don't know if Kenny or Jay, if you guys see it that same way. But I understand what you're trying to say, Oscar. But I think if we can make adjustments in the summer to get that midfielder that I think we need, then I agree. I think that what you're hinting towards, I think will work well because we don't need that hybrid Gonçalo Ramos role to drop in, or even Gonçalo Ramos could play with Darwin, right? But he doesn't have to drop in as much because we have that personnel in the midfield behind him to do that work. Right. Kenny, thoughts on the game?
Yeah, no, just to what you were saying. I mean, I came in late to the conversation, but I agree that, I mean, Ramos and Darwin, especially the last few games, I've definitely noticed how much they're just all over the field. I mean, defensively, they're working back. So, I mean, that can only, last so long. But I agree that it has to do with the midfield. I mean, I think the midfield right now is one of our weak points. I don't think there's a true midfield that can give us a lot of options. In terms of the game, yeah, I thought it was a good result. Great goals, both Ramos and Darwin's header. For the first time, I didn't feel like we were going to lose that game, even at 1-2-0.
Except for the first 12 minutes.
Yeah,
when they had
two goals,
2 chances.
Breakaways.
Yeah, I actually I didn't see the game completely. I think I actually started the game late, so I really didn't get to see the first 10-15 minutes. But yeah, I mean, the game that I saw,
once they scored, I can't remember.
Yeah,
maybe one chance that Guimarães had, but I think their clear-cut chances were those before Benfica scored.
In the beginning, yeah. But I mean, I didn't think it was going to get away from us. It was good, but then, I'm also cautious because I know anything can happen. So, but I mean, it's a good result.
We got the clean sheet, like you said in our group chat, which we hadn't
it's been a
obtained
while.
one in quite a while. Before I ask you a question, I'm going to Carlos Amado says in your comments. So for those of you tuning in live, leave us a memory of yours from Benfica, whether it's a goal, whether it's going to a game. Carlos tells us here, my favorite memory was as a ball boy in the mid-'70s, getting my hair ruffled by Nene. Nene, a legend of our club. So, I mean, being a ball boy as kids, right? That's something that we looked at and we were envious of it, right? Like, shit, I want to be running around the sideline and tossing the ball to these guys that we idolize and pretend to be in our backyard. So kind of jealous of you, Carlos. So it's a fun memory. So anyone else tuning in, leave us your memories of 118 years of Sport Lisboa Benfica. Kenny, I know that you were critical of João Mario in our group chat. A player who was out because of COVID, a player who has seemed to run out of gas in the last 2-3 months. Whether that's, his own doing, whether it's, fatigue, I think there's a lot to play in there in regards to just the selection, right? I think there's also the fact that poor planning, right? Not having adequate replacements for him to give him those breaks and have confidence. So there's a lot of elements that play into it. But, what are your thoughts on Joe Mari? And do you think that, in a sense, he may have lost his, almost guaranteed position, right? Because I think we can all agree that at the beginning of the season, it was, Joe Mari was an automatic on the team sheet, right? And I think right now, having been out, unfortunately for him, and with other players somewhat starting to kind of gain a little bit of traction and confidence, do you think he's no longer an automatic on that team sheet, even when he's fully fit?
No, because I think when all is the same at their top potential, João Mari's still, I think, our best midfielder. So I don't think he's lost his spot. It's just, he's obviously in a slump, and it's not just been a couple of games now. It's been for quite some time that he's kind of been non-existent. I mean, I never viewed João Mario as like the spectacular player. I think he's a safe player. He's good on the ball, can distribute, but I don't think he's like a difference maker, if that makes any sense. Even this year compared to last year, I thought we were looking for a piece like João Mario, but as you can see, the midfield is still iffy. Like it's not for, it's not a this great, attacking midfield or even defensively. It's not, we suffer a goal almost every game. So offensively, defensively, I don't think it's better than last year, but it's not like this, what we would expect from Benfica and what we've seen in previous years. So I think he's clearly slumping. I made a comment like he's gone from 100 to 0, and Oscar kind of, chirped at me like, let's take it easy, which, I get it. And I agree. Like I said, at the top, at everything equal, João Mari is still our best midfielder. It's just it's hard to watch right now, and I wish he was in better form.
We
Oscar,
all
give your rebuttal there.
No. We all said it at the beginning. We're gonna have Weigl and João Mari play almost every single game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a matter of time before one of the batteries run out, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost like you have two guys playing the midfield, which is they have to work because it's only two midfielders. They have to run. It's not like they're playing a triangle. They're playing two midfielders. So and those two guys playing every single game for all the competitions is a matter of time. So I expected João Mario and Weigl to have a slump and then recover the energies and come back and play again. Taarabt had it. Taarabt had a big slump, and now he's looks like he's back to Rui Costa status.
I also think João Mario isn't like a sub type of player. Like I think he's got to play from the start. Coming in as a sub, I just don't think that's his. I don't know. It's just he doesn't come into the game that well. Whereas like a Taarabt is definitely like a super sub type of player. Like he can really pick up the game pretty quickly
and change the game. Because he takes those rest passes. Like when you have Weigl and Mari playing the safe pass, Taarabt comes in and completely changes the game because everybody's expected to that safe pass, and he just does a through ball, which completely confuses the defense. Yeah. And I think that's, to me, will be the best option is having Taarabt come in and changing the game.
Yeah, I agree.
But right now you can't take out Taarabt because you don't have anybody playing better than him in that midfield. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will touch. I think and I mentioned this on the chat too about Might. I thought he's had a couple of good games, and he might not be like the best player, but I think his build and his I just don't think there anyone else on the team can bring what he brings, like his size. He can bully players. I think he's very strong on the ball.
He is, but he's not very fast, right? And Fejsa was similar, but Fejsa read the game well, right? So I think a player his size and his stature is awesome, right? Benfica needs that steal,
right,
and that presence. But in my opinion, I think he just needs to be better in his reading of the game, and that, of course, that'll come with time. That'll come with confidence.
Minutes. I probably saw some of it in this game. He was the one that gave those two passes to Gilberto.
Two passes, correct? Right. Yeah. So, but then again, if you go back, especially the second chance that Stupinian had, the player from Vitória plays the ball into their midfielder, who's basically just hanging out on Maite's shoulder, right? So again, just losing the runner, ball watching, and not having the sense of who's around him. But again, that comes with time, that comes with minutes, right? I was very critical of him at the beginning of the season. I didn't want to see him on that field again for Benfica. He's had a second chance. I agree with you, Kenny. He's definitely looked better. Still far from what I would like to see, but I've definitely seen improvements.
I just like, even defensively, right in that midfield, the way he holds the ball, and he likes to distribute it quickly, right? In tight spaces, especially this game. And again, it was Vitória Guimarães. They're not doing that great in the league, but even in tight spots, he was able to get just sneak away with it, or even holding players on their back, just completely, putting in a solid body to them. I thought he looked impressive. Probably one of his better games.
Jay, João Mario, and Maite before I go to the comments.
I mean,
How's the wind?
Who,
Mike?
I'm not sick.
No? You sound a little nasally, no? Maybe it's just my speaker. Oh, the microphone?
No. Yeah, I got it on nasal mode. Hold on, let me turn it off.
Is it just me?
How about now?
He sounds like Delilah on 96.
Thank you for calling.
I thought he said
Jay, João Mario, and Maite.
I mean, I think you guys pretty much said it all. The only thing with João Mario was I was really high on João Mario. I thought he was the guy that was going to fix our issues that we had last year, which was finding that box to box guy. And I thought he played really well in the beginning, but it just has fallen apart, like you guys said. And to me, he's not the guy. He's probably here for another couple of years, but I don't see him filling that role that we all expect him to do. We need a guy that goes box to box, runs like an animal. We need an Enzo. We need to find someone like that. And until we find it, I don't think we're going to fix that midfield.
But just remember, Tank, João Mario played that role in Sporting with Padilla behind.
Right.
Yeah. But just with the right personnel around him, he is that guy. But he needs a Trinco behind him. We don't have one.
So maybe then Weigel's a problem. Maybe we sell one. No. We need to fix something, because if they want to play with two midfielders, and you're saying João Mario's the problem, then the other guy's the issue. They need to fix.
They just need a personnel.
I like Weigel, and to me, I'd rather just.
He's not a 6.
He's not a 6. He's playing him as a 6, but he's not a 6.
He's playing a role that's not really his.
He's been playing pretty well.
To me, this is what's happening. He's playing Weigel in the wrong position. He's playing João Mario in Weigel's position, and I think it should be both of them should be a little bit up, right? So we should insert a Trinco, push Weigel to the box to box, and have João Mario play in front of them. That's to me the right positions.
Correct. We don't have the personnel for that. Correct. Comments. Let's see. We have Red Baron says, first solid memory was listening to a Torpedo Moskva of Benfica on the radio in 1977, where Bento saved several PKs and scores the last one. That game ended 0-0. Benfica won 4-1 on penalties. That was in the second leg was in Moscow. Benfica's lineup: Bento, Lopes, Jesus Coelho, Fonseca, Gomes, Pietra, Nené, Tony, Carlos Martins, Chalana, and Silva. 4-1 on penalties. So an interesting memory there from Red Baron. Carlos Amaro says, João Mario entirely predictable, offers very little to the offense. Joaninha says, meeting David Luiz Moreira, Rui Costa, and Mikuli when Benfica came to the U.S. Also got David Luiz and Rui Costa's autograph. Joaninha, interesting to understand where you met them, because these guys and myself have traveled the East Coast to watch Benfica every time they've come here. I know I've met them in Westport a couple of times. The last time we met them.
Remember when we got those autographs?
Yeah, we met him at the Revs. Remember, Tank, we were all there.
What was the recent one where we got a picture with Rui Costa? Venus de Milo? Where the hell was it? He was outside smoking cigarettes. That's where I got this autograph on this jersey. Yeah, we all got a picture of them. I can't remember the hell it was, but interesting to see. I got bad pictures.
you guys went to eat. It was after we came back from Miami, Mike.
I had El Kenny signed too.
Yeah, I had a really nice tan and sun poisoning, but that's nor here nor there.
I skipped that dinner like an idiot.
Mark says my favorite Benfica memory was that 3-6 classic for Sporting. João Vieira Pinto's hat trick in the first half. If you want, Jason and Kenny have it on VHS.
Oh yes.
We just dust that off. It's a classic. They got it at the DeFont household.
We made a video production video out of that one.
Joaninha says watching my first Champions League game for Benfica at home, hearing that anthem is an insane feeling. I agree. Mark says, not to undersell the moment from Sunday, unforgettable for Yaremchuk, and unfortunately the death of Miki Fad on the field. Great memories and awful memories, still worth remembering. Before I touch on that one, run through these quickly. Maite joga muito devagar e as duas bolas que o Guimarães tem para marcar são devido à falta de marcação do he meant to say Maite, but not late. Yeah, I agree, right? That I just mentioned to that, right? I think just awareness of what's going on around you, I think, is key for him. But again, that could come with time. Joaninha says, how can you expect that of him if he's playing so many minutes? He needs someone else to help. That's in Joe Mario's case.
Yeah, I agree.
Enzo didn't need help.
Well, he also didn't. He didn't stick right away. Don't forget.
Enzo played
he
everything.
Went on loan. He went on loan and then came back. Red Baron says, Joe Mario não tinha consistência no Sporting. Same issue here. I have heard that as well. I didn't watch Sporting as regularly at the time. Joaninha says she was in Jersey. And Mark says, I can't believe there are more people watching this. I love your passion and knowledge. Orgulho ser benfiquista. I appreciate it, Mark. We got a few people here across a number of platforms. Some of them are shy to leave their comments, but we have a decent amount. But listen, if you hit a share, hit the share button. Maybe we can get a few more people in here to join us. But we appreciate you coming back and joining the conversation. Who was it here that said it? Mark touched on the moment. For me, the moment of the game on Sunday was in the 61st minute, I believe it was, when Yaremchuk comes on the field. A moment that we anticipated, given the circumstances that are going on in Ukraine. I meant to start the show with that, and I completely forgot. But want to send our thoughts and prayers to those who are there, to those who have family there, that have friends, those who have managed to get out. Extremely difficult situation, right? We're not politicians. We're not here to kind of go deep dive into it, but just want to leave our thoughts. And the moment when he came on, I thought was, I will confess, I'm a very emotional person, and seeing his reaction, definitely. There was all sorts of dust in my living room. I have to tell my wife she's not doing a good job at dusting. It was super dusty in my living room. I don't know what the hell. I don't know if it was dusty.
The onions.
But it was. But it was an incredible moment. For him to be able to come on. Benfica's gesture of giving him the captaincy. You could tell that he wasn't expecting that. I thought it was superb. That video has gone across the globe. I saw it on CNN last night.
Yeah, it was. I saw that too. I saw it.
I watched that on CNN.
Yeah.
People have sent me
links.
Dude,
everywhere.
People have sent me links from the Australian sports news. It was there. It's just an incredible moment. Shakhtar tweeted Benfica about it. So it's gotten its due acknowledgement and very well from Benfica. I know that I posted it on our social media. And right before we came live, it had reached over 186,000 views, in 24 hours. So it's getting its acknowledgement and very well. But wanted to get you guys' thoughts on, the gesture, the moment, and kind of what you guys thought on it. Kenny, I'll start with you.
Yeah, no, I mean, you touched on it. I thought when it first happened, I thought it was a great moment. It must be. Who can just what's going through his mind, right? I mean, it's just, having all that support in the stadium, knowing that the world's behind you and in your country, it's a great, must be a great feeling, obviously emotional. I'm the same way. I'm a guy, but I sure have my sensitive side, so that it was emotional to watch, and it's, it's nice to see from, the club that you support. So it's always good.
Jay, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much touched base on it. I thought it was a really nice moment. It brought him to tears. That you could tell he was emotional about it. Something he didn't expect. I really thought it was a really nice gesture on giving him the captain's armband. You could tell, like, Luis Allen was like right there too, explaining. He was like, "You're taking it." He was like, he had no idea. So
Yeah, he definitely was surprised.
It was cool. It was good to see everyone in the stands, and especially they had some Ukraine flags there as well. But it was really nice to see, just to say that we have your back. And like Kenny said, you can't imagine, like, the guy has family, friends, all living in that country, and they're all going through that. So just prayers to everybody in Ukraine.
Oscar, thoughts on the moment, and do you think that, and Jay and Kenny, feel free to chime in after, but do you think that a moment like this for a player who arrives with a decent price tag, for 75% of his pass, I believe it was 17 million, that arrives with a lot of expectation, Ukrainian international. I think we all had high expectations of him, and arrives in a country where he doesn't speak the language. He's the only Ukrainian player at this level in Portugal, right? So he doesn't have anyone to really lean on in the country, right? Whereas you see Darwin, right? He's very friendly with Otamendi and Grimaldo, and they speak the same language, right? So it's easier for you to become acclimated, right? And a guy that hasn't hit the ground running, unfortunately, right? But I think his time will come, and then receives a moment like this. Do you think it helps him create and solidify that relationship with the club that could kind of propel him to that next phase of becoming better and really hitting the ground running for the club, seeing that? And again, the circumstances are unfortunate, right? But just seeing the passion and the support that he had from people that, I mean, let's be honest, 6, 10, 11 months ago, probably some of them didn't even know who he was. What do you think of that, Oscar?
Man, I'll start off saying that was probably one of my most proud moments of being a Benfica fan. That ovation to because of the situation that's happening, to me, is just it meant a lot. It meant a lot, and you could tell that Yaremchuk was like him crying on the field as soon as he came in, man. Like, whoever doesn't feel how feels for this has no heart, man. This the guy, like, and you could tell, like, when the fans, it's almost like I never felt like I wanted to be wrong as I am right now when I told when I said that he was the maybe the disappointment of the season. This is probably the most I want to be wrong. Like, I want to be wrong. I want him to, because of this moment, just because of, like, I know that he has talent. I know that what he comes from, right? But I figured in the first season he might have a disappointment season, but I know that he has talent, so he can turn that around. I just felt like the Benfica supporters on that time, because of what it means, it gave me goosebumps. It was like legit. My arms were like my hairs was all up. It felt amazing to be a Benfica fan at this time.
I agree. It was definitely a moment that I know he won't forget. A moment that most of us won't forget. Again,
and you could tell when after that happened. You could see, like, how he was running around. Like, he's like, this team did this to me. I'm gonna give it all to this team. And I think is a turning point. I think you'll see if he starts in the next few games. If he doesn't score a goal it just, like, I feel like that he's in it, like, to show to prove a point now.
No, I agree, and go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah, no, I hope so too. I mean, this is probably. Just imagine his day-to-day with all this going on, right? Everything that's going through his mind. This is probably one thing that he can kind of escape to, and hopefully he can kind of just explode, right? Like we all want to see him do. Like, I hope he has a hat trick the next game, right? And I agree with Oscar. I think it's, in a weird way, it's motivational for him, and he finally has that bond with the team and the fans. And I feel great that, we have the fans in the stadium, because these are the moments that, like, we missed out on all of last year, right? So this is, I think, a turning point, hopefully, for him, and hopefully he can kind of escape and keep building that, that feel for the club and the fans and everything around it, despite having a terrible season. But I mean, Champions League, who knows? Like, we could get through, and things can look great in that aspect. So I hope he can kind of, help. Move his spirit up.
You said bad season. He's got 8 goals, 6 assists.
No, bad season means Benfica, not him.
Oh, Benfica. Okay.
Yeah, Benfica.
Yeah. Okay.
No trophies.
Yeah. I think we're all hopeful. And again, our thoughts and prayers go out to them. I will say that we collectively as a group, we were able to put some funds together and donate on behalf of Cantinho Benfiquista to a charity in Vila Nova de Gaia. And João Lamedão was able to drop off a number of food items, rubbing alcohol, waters, just tons of stuff that they're going to ship to the border of Ukraine to be able to help with the troops and the families that are trying to escape. So another proud moment of not just being a Benfica fan, but also being, part of this group and the Cantinho Benfiquista. I think we pride ourselves in not just being a group of fans, a group of socios, but for me, and I think I speak on behalf of all of us, that it goes beyond that, right? There's plenty of groups out there that, get together and talk about football and things that they love. But for me, when I set out with this project, my goal was to not just have a group of friends and colleagues who we could bounce opinions and ideas off of respectfully, but also find ways that we can give back. And this was one moment that came up, and we were able to give back, and we're going to plan to do another donation with the money that was collected later this week. Again, on behalf of Cantinho Benfiquista, but again, it's just another opportunity for us to show that, we're committed to not just Benfica, the club, but being able to give back to certain situations that we see fit. So another proud moment. And again, our thoughts and prayers go to those in Ukraine and those that are not in Ukraine and also suffering equally. So
let's not get it wrong. Yaremchuk could have been at Porto, and I would have felt the same way.
Correct, 100%.
This is not a Benfica thing. This is a human
Correct.
thing. This is
and I also must say that there was a lot of comments on our Facebook when I posted the video of Sporting fans, of Porto fans, that equally said in the comments, I'm not a Benfica fan, I'm a Porto fan, I'm a Sporting fan, but this was an incredible moment. We need to put colors and clubs aside, and 100% agree with you, Oscar. Right, regardless of what club, Porto had a moment at the beginning of the match where they all had the Ukrainian flag before kickoff. We saw it across Europe. So I agree, 100% agree with that. Regardless of what club it was, it's a human element here, and we need to be able to separate the waters and really be able to look at things, in a different perspective, and not just that's our rival, we don't care about them. So 100% agree with that. Red Baron says, on a lighter note, Porto is the Putin of sports. Red Baron coming in hot over here. Let's see. Carlos said, I should mention that the reception Chuk got will make its own mark in Benfica history. That was an incredible moment.
You should have said
agree with you.
Costa.
Yeah, it might have been more fitting. To close out this game before we move on to the 118 years, Jay, who was your MVP?
Darwin. I think he's he's the best player on our team right now. 2
goals, 8.2 rating on goal point. Vlaco Dimas got an 8.0. He was the second one. The lowest was Yaremchuk with a 4.9. God, unfortunately. But he also wasn't in that long. Kenny, man of the match.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Darwin as well.
Mike, who was the worst starter?
Worst starter was Tarabt and Rafa with a 5.5.
Dude, Rafa missed that sitter. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my God! Yeah, when he fell.
That Gonzalo could have had a second, but Tarabt was off by his shoulder.
Yeah. Oscar, MVP.
I would have given it to Audi or Darwin, obviously, but I'm going to give it to the fans. I think Benfica fans deserve the MVP in this game.
My man, you were thinking just like me. I was going to say Benfica, the club, for the gesture of giving him the captaincy, and the fans. I think for me, that was apart from the win. For me, that whole moment, that 1 minute or whatever it was, for me was the moment of the highlight of the game for me. Moving on, 118 years of Benfica. It's a lot of years. We were all in our 30s. We've all lived the highs and lows, the excitements, the frustrations of being a Benfica fan. The early years for us were tougher. Then we went through a phase where it was more celebration, and then the last couple of years have been a little bit more frustration. But I wanted to start here with there is I want to ask you guys, who was a player for you, and taking outside the obviouses, right? Like the Jean-Vieira Pintos and those guys, right? Who was a player for you guys that you remember kind of growing up and watching Benfica that you felt was good, but maybe never really got that recognition that you felt should have? Anyone that jumps out to you guys?
Easy is.
But he
This
got
one-
the, he got the
I didn't know,
recognition.
but the thing is, I was so young. I didn't know if he was popular or not across the world.
No, fair. But even like just in general,
was
like doesn't have to be.
I love that
But
guy.
was there a player that you guys thought you thought was good, but maybe never got the recognition that they should have? And it doesn't have to be when you were a kid, but maybe even in the last 15 years. Anyone that stood out that you guys thought was decent, but no one really talked about?
I mean, he wasn't like he was in the Simão of Benfica. You know how Simão's his name is like going to be like always associated with one of the best wingers. I thought Giovanni was really, really good and did a lot for Benfica, but he never really got the star. And like this guy was a superstar for Benfica. He's always like he's just a winger. Maybe that's the guy that pops to my head.
He was one that I believe they used to call him Suneka, because he was a guy that basically would disappear in the game and then obviously
Scored
pop
2
up
goals.
and
Yeah, but he was
score a goal,
important
yeah.
because he was scoring important goals.
Yeah.
He won as a campeonato against Sporting. Like he was that guy that but he never got the recognition. Like he was like unbelievable.
No, I agree. He's a name that's not always talked about. Carlos Amado says Shalana. Shalana was one of the best in the world. He got plenty of recognition and
Yeah,
deserved. And deserved. Red Baron says Vitor Batista. Yes, I'm old.
I don't remember
Kenny.
Vitor Batista.
Anyone jump out to you?
Oh man, that's a good question. I would have to think about it. I don't know
I
anyone.
stumped you guys. I didn't.
Yeah,
let you guys know about it.
Another one that I thought.
Giovanni was a good one. He's one of my favorite players too. So
Another one.
I'll give
that
you
I
guys
thought,
one. Nuno Assis.
Yeah,
I
he's good.
didn't think he was that good.
No,
Really?
he was.
I thought he was really good.
He might be the reason why we won.
Oscar, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Oscar was gonna say Nuno Assis for some reason.
No, Nuno Assis was good. He never got the recognition, but he was
I
good.
thought he was really good, but
Dude,
never
he
got
was
like the hype.
Did he get in trouble for doping?
He did.
Yeah.
Joining says, what was the question? My question was, is there a player that you can recall in Benfica that you thought was good but never really got the recognition that he deserved? I said Nuno Assis. Oscar said Giovanni.
I say Manuel. I can say Manuel Fernandes. I thought he was always a better player than people gave him credit for.
That's not a bad shout. I mean, he was also he had a lot of hype around him, and then he kind of like fell off the radar. Because when he left Benfica, he went to. Did he go straight to Russia?
No, he went to Plymouth.
I can't remember.
He went to Plymouth or
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth.
Yeah. Portsmouth.
No, didn't he play Portsmouth and then he actually stood out in Portsmouth for a little bit and then he
played well over there for like a year and a half and then he went somewhere else after that. He went to another team in England and then from there he went somewhere.
He went to Portsmouth on loan and then Everton and then he went to Valencia.
Petit's a good call.
Petit, yeah.
Let's see. Carlos Amado, how about Petit? Didn't get a lot of international minutes.
Yeah,
that's a good shout. He was in that team that he was like one of those midfielders that, if you look back, Benfica didn't have many of that characteristic. Like he wasn't good with his feet, but he was just a bull. Like he would just run through you. Right? We had like Feja was a physical guy, but like he was better with his feet. Right? But like I would say Petit and Fernando Aguiar were two players that played in that role that we probably didn't have many others similar to their characteristics. But good shout.
I mean, I'm thinking
what about
like
the Greeks, Katsouranis, Karagunis.
But Katsouranis and Karagunis were really, really good.
I'm with Karagunis. Karagunis was underrated especially for us as our team. He was very crucial for our team.
I agree. Katsouranis was too.
I liked Katsouranis.
Yeah.
I mean, what about like Javi Garcia and stuff like that? That those are players that like should have gotten recognition. They stood out for Benfica.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But
I
feel like
Javi was here for what, 2 years? 3?
2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken.
3 of the year.
Junior says until they beat Portugal in 2004.
Yeah.
Well, they came after. It wasn't before. They came after. So.
And I think that's why they came.
Probably.
I was going to say, Javi kind of started that streak of like defensive middies that we had a good run of them, even up to now, really.
Well, up until last
Well, yeah.
couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, but like that, we had a long stretch of good defensive middies, and it kind of started with
Here's the most obvious one, Louisel. I feel like he never got recognition, especially like he barely ever played for himself.
Oh, I got
You
one.
think so?
I got one.
Like, how many times did he play with us? Like 12 times, probably.
Who?
Yeah, he didn't play many times for the Celestin Louisel.
Louisel was
Yeah,
like,
but I'm talking about.
Think about who he had to compete with in those years.
Yeah, but
he had 44 appearances.
oh, did he? Oh, that's more than I thought.
No, but we're talking about, I think, in Benfica, like they played really good, but we never got got recognized at Benfica. So outside of Benfica, who cares? I mean, the national team for Brazil at that time was stacked. We can't even. Never mind. Like there's some major players that never played. I'm talking about at Benfica. He was good and he was crucial for us in a lot of moments, but never got the recognition that he deserves. I think it was Jimenez.
Raul Jimenez? I don't disagree. He scored some critical goals in that championship.
And then he was always a third, fourth option.
Yep. He was like our Mentores that year that we won in 2004, 2005. Like he would come in and score crucial goals. That's a good shout. Joining you says Pablo Aimar. I feel like people forgot he was on Benfica.
No way, dude.
No, Pablo. I think he got recognized.
Like Pablo, I think Pablo, like the next two, even like Carlos is saying.
Carlos says Enzo.
Like, those two, like they were our team.
Yeah, they were
Enzo
machines.
was our motor.
Now everybody still talks about Enzo and Aimar as our best.
Because since Enzo left, we haven't found anyone to replace him. Like, to be honest,
I know.
No, everybody still talks about those two.
I'm going to jump over to the next question. Kenny, I'm going to ask you first before you need to jump off. If you had to pick your favorite estrangeiro that played for Benfica, who would it be?
Oh, my favorite? It would probably be... It'd probably be Mikoli.
Really?
What are you talking about?
There we go. Something different.
He was just like that like I don't know. I really enjoyed.
I'm surprised you didn't go with the defender.
No, I mean, obviously, like Pablo Aimar, probably the best estrangeiro to come through. But I didn't want to go through the obvious. Mikoli was like one of my favorite players at that time. I really enjoyed him.
He was good. Jay, how come you didn't talk shit about him? He just went to jail for money laundering or something like that. You give me shit for Nunes.
He's part of
he just got tried for like 3 years, right, Oscar?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure money laundering or match fixing or something like that.
Tax fraud.
He's part of the mafia. You'll talk shit about the mafia.
There you go. Carlos said Mentor is a good mention. Also plagued by shitty doctors. Absolutely. Red Baron says Jonas for his favorite international. Joaninha says Di Maria. Jay.
So you guys know my favorite.
That's why I switched to the international because I didn't say favorite player because I know you're gonna say João Pinto. As I was writing the question, I'm like, all right, I got to make international because Jay's gonna say João Pinto.
Even international, like I've always I love the way David Luiz played for Benfica, but it's tough because
that's cold.
I also feel like I'm a huge Niku Gaiten guy, and that dude balled out for Benfica. Like he was unbelievable for us.
He played his first game for Passos this weekend.
Dude, it's tough. I'd probably go Niku Gaiten.
Okay, Oscar, who was yours?
David Luiz.
I have two, and obviously because of what they mean to Benfica.
You have to pick one. I had two too. So you have
I know. Yeah, then you mentioned both. David Luiz and Niku Gaiten, so I can mention two too.
Fair.
Mine would absolutely be Perdomo is good, but he's I'll still a baby. So sorry, Carlos.
Baby, I remember him very well.
Yeah, I know.
And you're older than me, caralho.
I know, but I didn't have TV in Portugal.
Oh, that's true.
Andabas
atrás das cabras.
No, I think Oscar Cardozo would be my number one, and then my
Oscar.
No, because isn't he the top goal scorer, estrangeiro goal scorer for Benfica?
Yeah.
I think Jonas is now,
no. Cardozo is.
All right.
So Cardozo to me right there takes that honor, and then second of all be David Luizão for the history that he has with Benfica.
Okay, that's a good shout. For me, I would say I would agree with Oscar Cardozo. For me, was a machine, but there's so many, dude. Like internationals in the last 10, 12 years that we could name. Like Jonas. Mitroglou had a good run on Benfica. Luizão, David Luiz. Perdón was a good shout. God, there's just Di Maria. Ramirez, even though he was only there 1 year.
Yeah,
Matic.
Weitzel,
Weitz,
all these guys.
he was also there 1 year. So there were so many. Some good names there, though. Saviola. Yeah. Aymar was already mentioned. Yeah, there's a bunch that we could rattle off. I want to pass.
Lima.
What'd you say?
Rodrigo.
Lima. Oh, yeah, I forgot that. Lima. What'd you say, Kenny?
I was gonna say Pobarski. Lima was another one that was underrated, I think, at the time.
Very
Yeah,
underrated.
very.
Yeah,
That's
that's
probably
a
the
good
best shout out.
That's a good shout, actually, because he
Yeah.
scored. He was very influential, but
Yeah.
he didn't. Because
He
the
didn't get
guys around him were more flashy.
Yeah.
Right? You think of the
he-
Markoviches, the Cardosos.
Yeah, he was
Saviolas.
probably the best mention today.
You're
That's a
welcome.
good shout.
You're welcome.
What a sleeper! Kenny was just here thinking, and he just pulled it out
I
of the
didn't.
hat.
No, I didn't come with that one.
Whoa, this kid.
Oh, you said it.
He said it. I just mentioned it.
Oh.
Underrated. Yeah.
Oh, I thought Kenny said it. My bad. Good shout. Good shout. Kenny, you gonna jump off, or you want to stick around for one more?
What do you? Yeah, I'll if it's quick.
Just stick around.
We're gonna do. I was gonna do a name game quickly. I was gonna pick 4 letters and run through you guys, and you give me a name of a player that played for Benfica that started with that letter. So, for example, I say M. You could say, as an example, Michael, right? But you could say the first or the last name, right? So I'm just going to use one example, Z, right? You can say Zorro, right? But if I said M, you could also say Mark Zorro, right? So you have a couple options here. And then we'll basically go around, and whoever isn't able to answer gets kicked out. Everyone understand the rules.
Jesus.
This is gonna be terrible.
No repeats. People in the comments. Actually, I'm gonna shut the comments off of these guys so there's no cheaters over here. Everyone understand the rules? All right, I'm gonna start with Oscar. First letter, we're gonna start with. Let me see. We'll do.
It's in front of you.
No, I'm not looking at it. I'm just
Come
gonna
on,
pick
say
a.
something.
I'm gonna pick a letter. I'm gonna say. L. Oscar.
YL, man.
L.
Okay, Lauren Robert.
Good shout. Jay.
Wait, everyone has to guess L?
Yeah, keep going until you run out.
Up.
Okay, Kenny.
Lima.
Ooh, Oscar.
Luis Felipe.
Jay. Damn, you guys haven't even mentioned the obvious. I probably figured he would have been the first one. Yes. Kenny.
Leo.
Ooh. Oscar getting tight here.
Luka Jovic.
Oh, that's a good shout. That should remind you of another one. Jay. Jovic. He's talking about Jovic, the guy that went to Frankfurt.
Yeah, and they went to Real Madrid.
Luka Walshwitz, whatever his name is.
There you go. I was going to say that should have reminded you of another one.
Lucas Vinicius.
Oh, here we go. Oscar.
Lazar Markovic.
Ooh, that should remind you of another one. Jay.
Lazaro, whatever his name is.
Oh, Lazaro, yeah, okay. Oscar's laying up for Jay over here.
Shit, I don't know anymore.
I know one more that I could think of.
Lindelof.
Ooh, I didn't think of him. Oscar.
There's got to be a late in there, right?
Oh yeah, Elton.
Hey!
Jay. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I think I only have one more. Kenny, any other ones?
Am I out or do I have to? I mean,
no. You can think of a name here.
I don't know.
Yeah, you got nothing.
I don't know.
So by default,
Oscar, you have to finish it too.
Can you think of one more, Oscar, to bring it full circle? I have one more in my head.
Let me down.
He doesn't play for Benfica. The other one I was thinking of. Oh, actually, I got two. Luizinho, the right back.
Yeah.
And Laszlo Sepsi, the left back from Romania.
I would have never guessed that.
Those are two other ones that I could think of. Okay, so Oscar won that one. Let's do one more. Let's do. C. I'll start the other way. Kenny.
Cardoso.
J.
Carlos Martins.
Carlos
Oscar.
Vinicius.
Kenny.
Fuck.
Cavani.
Time's up.
All right, Kenny's out.
Carlitos.
Oh man, this Joaninha just put a good one in the comment. Jay Carlitos, good one. Oscar.
Carlos Simões.
No.
Carlos Moses.
Moses. That's what I meant. Moses. I meant Moses.
Yeah, you meant shit.
I meant
I got
Moses.
it.
Carlos.
He just threw
You
two
did.
words
Jay,
together, right?
Jay got
No,
that.
I meant Moses.
Jay got that. Let's see. In the comments we had Red Baron said Lima came too late. Carlos said Pawlowski Garrett mentioned. Luis Felipe, Red Baron had. Joaninha said Coentrão for C.
Oh,
Surprised.
good
Red
one.
Baron. Chalana, caralho.
Chalana. Servi.
I mean, these guys went like 4 rounds before they even said Luizão. Joaninha says Chiquinho, another one.
Wow.
All right,
What
so
is-
one
Yeah,
more.
on
for
the
tiebreaker.
spot.
Hey,
On the
get
spot
one more.
sucks.
Let's do one more so Kenny can see if
One more. We're gonna go with the letter. Let's do P.
I had a feeling that was going to be it.
Jay's gonna start.
Pawlowski.
Okay, Oscar,
Pringle.
Kenny,
Petit.
Jay.
Oh fuck. Paulo Souza.
That's a good shout. Oscar,
Pablo Aimar.
Oh.
Kenny.
Pedrinho.
Oh, it's a good one. Jay.
If you say mine, I'll kill you.
Oh yeah, I just thought of one.
Joaninha says does pistolas count?
I'm out. Fuck.
Really?
Oh man,
I-
Jay. Jay, you're gonna be so mad at yourself.
Yeah.
Oscar.
Pinto, fuck.
No, sorry.
You ruined
Hey.
it.
Oh, my God.
João
Oscar.
Pinto.
No, you can't use that one.
Okay. Perdão.
Good one, Kenny.
Did someone say Peasy already?
No.
Hey, that's my second one. Don't take mine.
I can't believe Oscar didn't start
I
with
know.
that.
I had it saved. I had it saved for my winner.
Oh, it was his winner. That was his
His
fifth
winner.
penalty. He didn't get to his fifth penalty. Oscar next.
Pedro Mantoras.
Joaninha's got another good one here. Pedro Mantoras, good one. Kenny.
Maxi Pereira.
Oh, good shout. Joaninha had that one here in the comments. Oscar. He's playing hangman over there.
Oh, Pereira, the right back. For I don't know his first
Maxi
name.
Pereira.
No.
I know you're
just-
talking about. He's in,
Oh,
he's
I
in
think
Italy.
I think it is Pedro.
He's in Italy.
Pereira.
Pedro Pereira.
Yeah,
Pedro Pereira. Yeah.
So PP,
Sure
that
has-
skips you.
sure
That
has
skips.
well
That
played.
skips me in for next one. PP.
Oh, Joaninha just put another good one in here. Kenny.
PP. Paulo
Bernardo.
Oh,
You idiot.
Hey, no,
ruined it.
that doesn't count.
No
I
helping.
couldn't do João Vieira Pinto.
No.
Paulo. Fuck. Paulo Futre.
Oh.
You said
Pull that
Paulo
one out of the
Futre?
arc. Yeah, he played for
Futre.
Benfica, Porto, and Sporting. Oscar. Oscar's getting sweats now.
Dude.
Oh, I got one more.
Philippe.
Kenny, think old school Benfica.
Philippe.
I have one.
Oh no,
Philippe to the F.
He plays no. Philippe plays for
Philippe
Sporting.
PH.
PH.
Philippe.
Yeah, he plays for
He
Sporting.
didn't play for
never mind.
Benfica.
He plays for Sporting. I fucked up.
So he's
5
out.
seconds.
I'm
All right,
done.
Kenny,
yeah,
who
I'm
was your
done.
other one?
Pino, shitbag forward.
Rodrigo Pino. Good shout. All right, so you guys all finished with one.
Dude,
Well done.
I was thinking Pacheco. That was another.
I can't believe. Yeah, he's another one. Jay, I can't believe you didn't go with João Pinto.
I can't believe I totally forgot the space.
Dude, on the spot, you start like
Tough.
thinking,
Dude, it's
Tough.
weird stuff when you.
That's the whole point. Make it challenging. If I let you guys do your homework, you would have came with a notebook of names. Then it wouldn't be
We all
fun.
have one, right?
Yeah, you guys all finished with one.
All right, next game. I like the tie. Everybody wins.
All right, everyone finishes on a tie. All you guys overhype Enzo. No one said him. Yeah, we did, Joaninha. Tu andas a dormir? We said Enzo. Oh, in the game? Oh, Enzo Perez. Yes, for the
Oh,
P.
Perez.
Because you only, dude, some of these names you only know like by one, so it's like
Damn.
It's a good shout. Paulo Carneiro
Oh,
says Pietra.
Patrick.
yeah,
Oh, Patrick. Yep, the
Yeah.
right back, Brazilian kid.
Dude, next time
Parks.
next time Joaninha can come and
Parks.
join us and see if she can think like that quick.
Yeah, I know. Carlos Amaro says Pedro Ribeiro. Another one. All right, Kenny, you gonna jump off? We're gonna do a jersey game. You gonna
All right,
stick or you
you
gonna
guys
jump?
have a great night.
All right, Kenny.
We'll see you
Thank
later.
you for joining us. See ya. All right, boys. To finish off, I went into the drawers and pulled out my Benfica jerseys, and I was shocked at how many I have. I'm gonna hold them up here, and I want you guys to tell me love it, hate it, or indifferent. Joaninha
I could probably tell you what grade you had that shirt in.
Joaninha says it's easier on this end. Yeah, she's Googling. She's over there Googling for names. She said, Google P Benfica and see what comes up. I'm supposed to be auditing right now. Aí não andas a fazer o trabalho. All right. Love it, hate it, or indifferent?
I love it.
I love that shirt.
Love it?
Yeah.
Both
I
of
love
you
it.
love it.
Yeah.
Everyone in the comments, let us know what your thoughts are. And if there's a player that comes to mind when you see this shirt, let me know.
Sabri.
Yeah, dude.
wasn't
Stop.
there.
I know. I do.
Somebody wasn't
That was it with Leo?
No, it's the other or ugly orange one. No, I
Love
kind
it
of
or hate it?
I don't like that
Love it or
one.
hate it?
I
You
don't
don't?
like it. I don't actually. This one indifferent. I mean, it's I like the red, but
Nope.
no, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay, we got an I don't like it.
Nope.
It's not like I hate it, but I don't like it.
Okay, so you're
No.
indifferent. Okay.
Nope.
Hey, I had that one.
I have a lot
That
of
was
memories.
that
I
was
know
with
a lot of
that was
memories in that shirt.
that was with Simão Liverpool bicycle kick. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Remember
fucking love it.
Mikulu
Yep.
scored a goal in that.
Mikuli and Simão scored a goal last.
Hey, I'll say this. I have a lot of good memories with that shirt, but I still don't like the jersey.
All right, let me go. Oh, this is old school. This is autographed. I have to hang it.
Oh my god.
I remember
And
that.
that's Nuno Gomes.
Yeah. Martin
It's-
Pringle.
Martin
Those
Pringle.
years.
Yeah, I that shit I don't like.
I actually kind of like it.
No, I don't
Okay.
like it.
Like it. Okay. Let's see what else we got here.
That shirt I remember. That was one of my favorite shirts for some reason. So I'm gonna say love it.
I like that one.
Okay. Jay, this is the one you were talking about.
Yeah.
Sabri. No, that shit sucks.
Shit.
This shirt reminds me of Fernando Meira.
Dude,
That was the year that he was on Benfica.
fucking
I love
hate
this
that.
shirt.
I hate that jersey.
What?
Wait, so is that the year
No.
the Fair year? Did he play that shirt too?
No, it was way before.
Fernando
Way
Meira was
before.
there. Fernando Meira was on the
No.
field. Fernando Meira was
No,
on
he
the field when Hair died. He was playing.
No, he wasn't.
He was
Nope.
talking about Fernando Meira. The midfielder,
Fernando Aguiar.
Aguiar, yeah.
Fernando Meira was the guy that
The
played for
center back,
Guimarães
center
in
back, yeah,
Stuttgart. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. I got a really.
Fuck
Oh,
you,
this one. This
you
one.
burned some fucking dusty ass jerseys, dude.
This still has the tags on it.
I like that one.
Yeah,
I
I
have
like it.
that one. I
I
love
that
one.
shit.
Mine's
Still has the-
Gustavo Ramos.
I still got the tags. Still got the tags on it. Let's go a little old school here for Red Baron and Carlos Amado. What do you guys think of this one?
Ooh, I like that one.
Didn't we win with that one? 2004.
No, dude. This is in the 90s, dude.
Oh, Parmalat.
Yeah, it's Parmalat.
This is the Tony Erickson years.
I
Yeah,
don't like it.
I remember Jean Peters was wearing that jersey.
I like that shirt.
I wish it didn't have that red stripe across.
No, I like it.
I like it.
It's a
I'm
good shirt.
indifferent. I'm like, You got them all with Ricosta pretty much, except that one random Sabri one. I don't know what the hell you were thinking. That
I was young. I didn't know what I was doing. I bought that one at the Stade de Luz, the old one.
Isn't that the
That's-
same one as
I
the
love
first
that.
one?
I love the white one.
No, this is the new one.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's a nice.
That's one of my favorites. Is that the one that you got me from Portugal, right?
Yeah.
A size too
This is-
small.
2 years ago. It's because your muscles are too big.
Yeah. I don't mind that shirt. I think it's too much red, but I don't mind it.
It's very
Which had the-
simple.
I wish I had the
Yeah.
white collar though.
Very simple, this one. How about this one? Benfica wins at the Estádio do Dragão, 2-0. With Nuno
Oh,
Gomes
baby.
getting headbutted.
Yes, that's my shirt.
I like that one.
That's
what
my
Nuno
shirt.
I believe that's the kit they were wearing when Bruno Alves headbutted Nuno Gomes, right?
Mike, Joaninha is asking why you didn't have a logo on one of them.
Which
Did
one
you
did
have a
have a
logo on
logo?
all of them?
Yeah.
Thinks that all that red one.
It has a logo.
I don't think it was showing.
What do you think? I don't buy my jerseys at the Feira. This is all brand new. You think I buy my jerseys at the Feira? If there's one thing that I don't cheap out on is my jerseys. Come on, Joaninha. You know me better than that.
He said that sometimes my first jersey I bought it at Ludlow
Oh, fnack.
This one's going to Portugal to get autographed by Carlos Manuel.
That's from his year?
Yeah, she said he got that shit at the Fade of €5. Yeah, right. Carlos Amaro said, wasn't Fernando Aguiar Canadian? He is.
Yeah,
His family's from Chaves. Joaninha says this one brings back memories. Red Baron from 1999. Carlos Amaro says that's great. Simel reminded him of one of those jerseys. Joaninha says she likes Parmalat. The milk or the sponsor? Gary says João Pinto reminded him of one of those jerseys. I have that one. I'm not sure which one it was. The front's starting to peel off. Yeah, a few of them are starting to peel off, unfortunately. Joaninha didn't like one of them. She said it was terrible. I don't remember which one it was. I got a few more here.
Probably the Sabri one.
She probably loved the Sabri one. This is a few years ago.
I love that one. That's my favorite one. I have that one. I use it all the time.
That's
I like this one too. I like the gold. People were complaining about the monochromatic logo. How about this one? This is Mickey Fad. When I took it out, it
has
literally
a
had dust on it.
white collar?
No, it had dust on it. He scored at the Estádio do Restelo against Bolonenses with the shirt.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
That's an old one. Orange too. Like,
Yeah, I don't get what
the
the
hell?
orange.
I'm not
It was
glad.
like pink
I
jersey.
don't like that jersey.
This is one of my favorite ones
That's a nice one.
with the red on the sleeves.
Yeah.
I love.
What
those
year is
jerseys.
that from?
This one was the year I was living in Upton, so this had to be like 2014, 2013. We won the title that year. I remember that. I want to say like 2013, maybe.
Is that when we dumped beer on Biggie?
Yes, that was on my house. Yeah. I already got that one. And last but not least, similar but different sponsor, Casino Estoril, Red Baron, and Carlos will remember this one, I'm sure.
I don't like that one. That one.
Paulo Chur- They
felt
were
like
very
this-
simple.
It was too loose on the body. It was like too.
I mean, the material was very
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
than they are today.
Where's the pink one? You had to have the pink one. Miko,
I never bought the pink one. That was terrible. No, I never
Oh,
had the pink
man.
one. That was it. All
You
of my
never you never bought that ugly yellow one?
I did. I ended up donating it. My sister had it when she was a kid. It said Nuno Gomes on the back of it too, and I ended up donating it when I moved. I never liked it. Was like a mustard color. It was terrible.
Yeah, that was an ugly jersey.
Yeah. So that was our fun little game here of jerseys. Let me see through the comments, see what we have here. Red Baron says I still have the Fnac Adidas one. I do like the Fnac logo. Actually, looks really slick on it. I actually do like it. Let's see, where do we leave off here? I meant like the Adidas logo, not Benfica. Oh, it might have been that one. I don't know. They're all over the floor. I'm not going to go find it. That one is fire.
Jeff,
I
you
don't
got
know
it
which
at the
one.
fader.
You don't got the pink and gray one? No, I didn't have the pink and gray one. The Telesol one. I do have the Telesol one upstairs. That one's like it's got like the pulled. That jersey was like if you like leaned up against something, the strings would get pulled.
Oh,
It was all sorts. The material was like really weird back in the day. The last one
Bought
was
it at the theater for
1994.
€5.
The Casino Estoril one was it was 94 if I'm not mistaken. Benfica won the final, the Taça de Portugal. I believe that was the only title that Perdom won. Taça de Portugal, if I'm not mistaken. Boys, that was an interesting one. Maybe we'll do that name game every week until we run out of letters of the alphabet and see. I'm just not going to tell you guys what letters we're going to go with. Put you on the spot again.
Let's not
finish a little.
Let's not like use Q or anything like that, because that would be really.
It's not like I what?
Don't use Q for one of the letters.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to like run it through my head quickly. Like, can I think of at least a few?
Yeah, King.
Yeah, and then who else? Kimberto played for Benfica, the left back, the little short guy. I think that's it.
Just trying to think of a guy named King.
And then you do. What about K? King Fonseca? Come on, man.
Catorades, Karagutis. At least you have some guys there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So maybe we'll make that a regular occurrence.
Remember King Fonseca? Holy shit.
Dude, I'm telling you right now,
Eagle celebration.
Next week, before I come on the show, I'm gonna go pick the hardest letters in the alphabet and just start names.
Oh my god, he's gonna print out all Benfica's rosters from the last like 15 years.
In alphabetical
order.
All right. Thank you to everyone that was in the chat. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe. We're on Facebook. Hit the follow button. Don't just hit the thumb. Make sure you follow us. We're very close to 21,000. We just hit 20,000 earlier this week or last week. I guess today's Monday. So mid last week we hit 20,000, and over the course of the last like 36 hours, we've almost gained another 1,000 followers on Facebook. So share it, like it, follow it. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button so you get notifications. We're on Twitter, we'll continue 1904. And we're on Instagram, and we're on TikTok for all you young folks out there that want to check out our content there. Thank you for joining us. There was a lot of new names in the comments, a lot of regulars. We appreciate you guys supporting us, joining the conversation. It makes it a lot more fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We will be back on Wednesday with the Portuguese podcast with a different group of folks. We ourselves will be back next week to review Portimonense Benfica. Until then, have a good rest of your week. E viva Benfica.
Viva Benfica.